Alexander Kostyuk plays Evgeny Tomashevsky, so round 12 repeats round 11. Well, an interesting idea. However, I don't know if it was used in any double round robin tournament before.
And we see our leader playing against Leko with white pieces.
Yeah, okay.
So far, Shakhriyar is getting into trouble in openings, but then...
Yes. His opening experiments, especially with white color, were everything but impressive in the first round. But however, then he tried to fight, and he succeeded 9 times out of 11. Incredible score by now.
Right.
But I think if he follows these experiments against such a solid player like Peter Leko, then he will be probably in trouble again. But okay, actually we did not follow the game Leko Mamedyarov in round 11, but later Shakhriyar told me that he was in real trouble. He had really bad position, but then somehow in time scrabble he managed to outplay Peter Leko. Okay.
So maybe let's follow our leader, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov against Leko.
E4, not a very usual. Okay, this Vienna game with G3, yeah. So, used by Rauf Mamedov to surprise Vladimir Kramnik, and now, yes, it's quite usual in the practice of Azerbaijani players. Well, I know a thing or two about it. Not so sure it's the best, this exchange on c3. I think knight f6, like Vladimir Kramnik played, is more solid. But here...
In Blitz, one can try everything.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I think that actually this is, well, let's say, the main theoretical line of this variation. And I believe that the theory a bit misevaluates this. Because, okay, traditionally it was supposed that black has a comfortable play here, but not so sure about it.
White probably has a little pressure on e5 pawn, and also the b file gives a bit of free play.
Yes, this maybe his his pawn structure seems to be a bit compromised, but anyway, instead of this, he has open b file, he has comfortable control over central squares, and well, I have strong feeling that it's a bit easier to play it with white.
And the bishop on g2, I like this bishop on the diagonal. It really keeps an eye on b7 pawn at some point, and a lot of maneuvers can follow.
Yeah, that's true. Now Shakhriyar, I think he chooses, well, it's an interesting idea, not something which comes to mind. Well.
Yeah, changing these bishops maybe is not ideal for black, because the bishop anyway covers the b file, and it's good on b6, keeping an eye on f2 pawn. Now rook b1, a little pressure on the queen side, but bishop b6, bishop e3 maybe once again.
Bishop a5 then, I guess, will follow instantly. Oh my goodness.
This is repetition just. Okay, maybe to gain some time. It's always important in Blitz to gain some seconds.
Yeah, but somehow it's not so clear what to do with white. Okay, yes, it's not Shakhriyar's style to repeat moves so early, so he...
It is Blitz and 10 rounds ahead, so...
He tries to reach some progress, okay, because after now, if black develops his queenside bishop, then bishop e3 will follow, and then b7 pawn will be hanging, but...
Queen d6 is quite
Peter
natural.
knows it. Queen d6 is normal move, and now queen h5.
A little fake attack We don't have much pieces to attack. Queen is very active on h5, maybe also keeps an eye on e5 pawn, but Shakhriyar really goes for knight f5, securing the white squares.
Yeah, knight f5 and knight e3 might be an interesting regroupment, so Peter tries to prevent it.
Now the f2 pawn is under attack, so white has to do something about it. Knight f5 maybe runs into something like bishop f2?
No, bishop f2.
And g6 I wanted, or knight e7. But
Then queen takes h6 simply. Well, Shakhriyar just plays more solid, not to think about this f2 pawn too much.
rook e2 is nice, protecting the f2 pawn and also creating an option for doubling the rooks on e file. Always can be useful for white. And now it's time to regroup for black. Knight d8 is maybe bishop c6 is the idea to change the
A4 pawn is under attack. What is most unpleasant for white, I think so.
right.
A pawn is a pawn. So knight f5, knight e3, but still after bishop a4, c2 will be hanging. Okay, he just simply defends the pawn there.
Yeah, rook a1 and maybe a5 to follow, but what about bishop c6 right now? a5.
I think that knight e6, knight c5 is what Peter has in mind. Knight e6 and knight c5 might be quite unpleasant, just exploiting this weakness on a4. So this move a6, a5, no, Peter just...
Knight e6 drops the pawn on b7, so it's good to...
Oh yes, right.
Good to
He prepares this maneuver. Might be quite unpleasant. Well,
Rook f1, doesn't it drop the pawn?
but the idea was a f4 as far as I can see, yeah.
Right.
Actually that Shakhriyar is an aggressive player, but I'm not so sure if this is the right treatment of this position.
Anyway, very interesting and messy. It's
Oh yeah, maybe, because okay, now after knight f4, rook f4, f7 is a big problem really. So maybe this f4 was a bit underestimated by Peter Leko, because now it's not so easy to find a move for him. Yeah, somehow, just rook
Knight
f1
c5?
and f4. Knight c5, then okay, then
bishop c7.
bishop c7, something like this, yeah. Or maybe even bishop h6, I don't know. Well,
It's very, very scary to be under this f file. I want to take away my queen and
well, very nice treatment by Shakhriyar. This f4, rather surprising idea, but now it looks like he did everything.
Peter Leko has less than 1 minute and it's not really enough time to make good decision here.
Yes, because I think the position itself is not so easy for black. So what to do? He will have to sacrifice the queen in some way, something like knight c5, and no, he doesn't want to do it. But now knight f5 and some sacrifice
Knight f5,
on
right.
h6,
Bishop h6,
or maybe bishop h6
right
instantly.
away. Yeah.
Yes.
And gh and knight f5, it seems very scary. Oh my god. Less than 32 seconds for Peter Leko. Less than 1.5 minutes for Mamedyarov, but it's just a pawn.
I don't think anything wrong after knight f5 here either.
Right.
Knight f5 preparing bishop g7 maybe. Well.
Queen g4 also interesting, preparing knight f5. Bishop e4, rook e4, just
Yes.
everything is underpinned. Now bishop g7 is a big threat, or rook e6 even bigger.
Rook e6 fe. Rook e6
yeah.
fe. But
This
bishop
is not
g7,
For
Bishop
sure.
G7 is strong enough.
Knight F5, everything.
Knight G6 seems to be winning
Knight
outright.
G6.
Yeah. And Rook F7 then.
And Rook F7. Oh my God,
Oh,
Rook E6.
it's
even.
enough. Yeah.
Very nice,
Another
very nice game.
great action by Shakhriyar Mamedyarov.